kena buat challenge dekat dalam tu. Seronok tau Aizat. Antara challenge-nya kena selfie dengan exhibitor, kena bertanya soalan dengan speaker.
So kalau diorang dah buat semua tu, apa
semua,
yang ada?
kalau diorang buat semua tu, of course diorang akan berpeluang untuk memenangi hadiah and boleh claim dekat stage activity area.
Memang menarik.
Yes, sangat-sangat menarik.
Free je app, tak perlu bayar pun.
Ya,
You guys
betul.
download je dekat Google Play Store ataupun App Store dan search Super App.
Betul, HRD Corp Super App.
Corp Super App.
Okay, kita juga ada hands-on activity. Kita ada batik canting. Aizat suka batik canting.
Saya actually dah try pagi tadi.
Okay, wow. Okay, boleh ceritakan pengalaman?
So dekat sana dia akan sediakan 2 batik. Satu yang belum corak lagi, satu lagi yang belum warna lagi.
Wow.
So dekat sana anda boleh datang dan join sebab dia dah sediakan semua peralatan. So
Color-color semua.
Semua dah ada dahsyat. So just ambil color je kat bahagian mana, tapi janganlah color semua.
Ya, betul.
Sebab orang lain pun nak warna juga.
Ya, betul. So boleh ambil pengalaman tu. Mungkin selama ni kita selalu tengok kat TV je macam mana nak mencanting batik kan. Sekarang boleh join and experience sendirilah dekat sini.
Usually it's actually a paid, macam sebelum ni kalau kita nak belajar batik, canting batik, kita kena bayar.
Betul.
We have to pay for that.
Betul.
But
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, announcing the arrival of Yang Berhormat Mr. Stephen C.G. Keong, Minister of Human Resources Malaysia, accompanied by Yang Berbahagia Dato' Abu Hurairah bin Abu Yazid, Chairman of the Board of Directors HRD Corp, and Yang Berusaha Dr. Said Alwi bin Muhammad Sultan, Chief Executive of HRD Corp, alongside our other distinguished guests. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly remain standing in honor of the national anthem of Malaysia, the Negaraku, and the Rukun Negara Pledge. The Rukun Negara. Bahawasanya negara kita Malaysia mendukung cita-cita hendak mencapai perpaduan yang lebih erat dalam kalangan seluruh masyarakatnya, memelihara satu cara hidup demokratik, mencipta satu masyarakat adil di mana kemakmuran negara akan dapat dinikmati bersama secara adil dan saksama, menjamin satu cara liberal terhadap tradisi-tradisi kebudayaannya yang kaya dan pelbagai corak, membina satu masyarakat progresif yang akan menggunakan sains dan teknologi moden.
Maka kami, rakyat Malaysia, berikrar akan menumpukan seluruh tenaga dan usaha kami untuk mencapai cita-cita tersebut berdasarkan atas prinsip-prinsip yang berikut: kepercayaan kepada Tuhan, kesetiaan kepada raja dan negara, keluhuran perlembagaan, kedaulatan undang-undang, kesopanan dan kesusilaan. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Rizman Shakif bin Rohaizat, for leading the Rukun Negara Pledge. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, do kindly be seated. Thank you. Before we proceed further, let's take a moment to seek blessings from the Almighty as we invite Yang Berusaha Mr. Sufyan Amin, Chief Programs Officer, to lead us in the recitation of the Dua.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. Let us begin by reciting Umul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Ya Allah, on this blessed morning, in conjunction with the National Human Capital Conference and Exhibition, NHCCE 2025, which is the 5th flagship platform of the ASEAN Year of Skills, AYOS 2025, we beseech Thee and are grateful towards You in favor of all the infinite blessings to us for this gathering, for us to live in a safe and prosperous life. We seek Your blessings for a flawless progress of this event from the beginning till the end. Ya Ghaffar, we also humbly seek Your protection and well-being for our beloved country and the entire ASEAN region. May all her people live in peace, prosperity and success, united in harmony, mutual respect and shared purpose in building a brighter future together. Ya Munzil Barakat, ease our affairs and perfect all our undertakings with goodness. Preserve us from any threat and disaster, neither man-made nor natural. And to You, Ya Allah, we ask for security and prosperity. Please make this gathering of ours a blessed one, and our parting thereafter a parting filled with Your blessings. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Ameen, Ameen, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Thank you, Mr. Sufyan Amin, for leading us in the recitation of the Dua. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning. Salam Malaysia Madani and a warm welcome. Yang Berhormat Mr. Stephen Sim Chee Keong, Minister of Human Resources Malaysia. Yang Berusaha Dr. Haji Muhammad Shaharin bin Umar, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Human Resources, Policy and International. Yang Berusaha Mr. Sutekno bin Ahmad Belon, Deputy Secretary General of the Ministry of Human Resources, Operations. Yang Berbahagia Dato' Abu Hurairah bin Abu Yazid, Chairman of the Board of Directors, Human Resource Development Corporation, HRD Corp. Yang Berusaha Dr. Said Alwi bin Muhammad Sultan, Chief Executive of HRD Corp. Your Excellencies, Ambassadors to Malaysia, delegates from around the world and from our regional neighbors within the ASEAN countries, sponsors and partners of NHCCE 2025, speakers and panelists of NHCCE 2025, members of the media, the thousands of NHCCE 2025 delegates in attendance, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Human Capital Conference and Exhibition 2025. My name is Terence Das, and it's my pleasure to welcome you once again on behalf of the Human Resource Development Corporation, or HRD Corp, as we look forward to guiding you through today's program filled with inspiring speakers, insightful discussions, and meaningful connections. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for over 2 decades, this flagship conference has been leading platforms around the region on HR and corporate professionalism. Once known as the HRDF Conference and Exhibition, it has now evolved into NHCCE. NHCCE 2025 explores how AI and disruptive technologies transform workplaces while promoting inclusivity, resilience, and collaboration across ASEAN and beyond. More than a conference, it is a call to action for a stronger, future-ready workforce. On that note, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is my great pleasure to welcome Yang Berbahagia, Dato' Abu Hurairah bin Abu Yazid, Chairman of the Board of Directors, HRD Corp, to deliver his welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Terence Das, the MC. Nice tie, very nice tie. Yang berhormat Mr. Steven Sim Chee Keong, Minister of Human Resources Malaysia. Yang berusaha Dr. Haji Muhammad Shahrin bin Umar, Deputy Secretary General of Ministry of Human Resources Policy International. Yang berusaha Mr. Sutekmo bin Ahmad Belon, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Human Resources Operations. Yang berusaha Dr. Syed Alwi bin Muhammad Sultan, Chief Executive of Human Resources Development Corporation, and my fellow board members. Your Excellencies, ambassadors to Malaysia, delegates from international ASEAN countries, sponsors, partners, NHCCE 2025, speakers and panelists of NHCCE 2025, members of the media, NHCCE 2025 delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. On behalf of the Human Resources Development Corporation, HRD Corp, I warmly welcome all distinguished guests, partners, speakers, and delegates to this year's National Human Capital Conference and Exhibition, fondly known as NHCCE. NHCCE has become a hallmark event in our national human capital agenda and has expanded beyond our shores. NHCCE now embodies the collective commitment to advancing human capital in a future-ready ASEAN. Recognized by the Malaysian Book Records as Southeast Asia's largest human capital conference, the significance of which was not lost by those who have participated in the previous sessions. I'm sure this will also be shared by all attending this year's version. Our heartfelt thanks to all our delegates, locally and internationally, who have traveled near and far to be here at this conference. Your presence today is a clear manifestation of the importance that you place in human capital development. This continues to provide motivation and impetus for HRD Corp in continuing to host this annual event. A special word of appreciation to our Minister of Human Resources, the Honorable Mr. Steven Chim Chee Keong, for his leadership and continued support in guiding HRD Corp's mission. Thank you, YB, for your inspiring us in shaping a future-ready workforce. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, over the next 3 years, I am positive that all delegates to this year's NHCCE, numbering approximately 3,000, will benefit from the sharing and thoughts of 31 distinguished speakers. This will be supplemented with 250 exhibition booths relevant to human capital development. Together, we will engage in dialogues, share thoughts, and promote collaboration that will shape the trajectory of human capital across industries across the region. The theme of this year's Navigating the Human Capital Revolution is both timely and urgent. We are living in an era where change is no longer gradual but exponential. Across the globe, rapid technology disruptions, shifting demographics, and profound social economic changes are redefining the very nature of work itself. From the unbridled expansion of artificial intelligence and automation, to the demands of green and sustainable economies, to the evolving expectation of the younger, more mobile workforce. These forces are transforming industries, organizations, and societies at a scale we've never seen before. This year's conference will reflect on the changes and explore the transformative workforce 5 development strategies: bridging gaps to meet the demands of the digital economy, championing inclusivity and diversity to unlock untapped potential, advancing green skills and sustainability to a more eco-conscious future, strengthening regional partnerships to enhance talent mobility and workforce resilience, and finally, fostering innovative collaboration to align workforce capabilities with emerging industry needs. It is an urgent call for a brighter future and better future across ASEAN and beyond. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, closer to home, ASEAN stands at a very defining moment. This year marks the ASEAN Year of Skills, IOS 2025, a collective effort by all member states to strengthen competencies, drive digital and green skills, as well as enhance talent mobility across the region. According to World Economic Forum, ASEAN is the home of over 670 million people with a middle age of 30 years. By 2030, this region is projected to become the 4th largest economy in the world. This demographic advantage presents both opportunity and responsibility to ensure our people are equipped with the skills of tomorrow. Yet, challenges remain. Rapid technology advancement, shifting demographics, and emerging socio-economic factors are challenging organizations globally, creating an urgent need for a skilled and future-ready workforce. In recent years, the workforce and economic sectors have undergone unprecedented changes, driving an all-time high demand for the human capital landscape to adopt, innovate, and thrive while remaining competitive. Unequal access in digital infrastructure, skills mismatch, and low participation rates in upskilling threaten to leave sections of our workforce behind. It is this platform, like NHCCE, that we can collectively explore solutions and drive meaningful action. The region hosts immense opportunities in digital transformation, cross-border talent mobility, and green skills development. Yet, barriers such as uneven digital infrastructure and workforce participation gaps remain. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at NHCCE, we will address these pressing challenges by exploring transformative strategies for workforce development and driving collective action for a brighter future across ASEAN. Our focus this year is clear. It will be a closing gaps in the digital economy, advancing inclusivity and diversity, building green and sustainable capabilities, strengthening regional talent mobility, and promoting innovation to meet emerging industry needs. With a strong participation this year, I am confident that our delegates will gain immense value from the sessions and interactions with our distinguished speakers. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before concluding, I would like to extend my gratitude to our Minister of Human Resources for once again championing this initiative. We hope that NHCCE will continue contribute meaningfully to the Ministry's Human Resources of Malaysia, KESUMA, in meeting its objective of safeguarding workforce welfare, skills, and productivity, while also promoting greater regional collaboration in the years ahead. Once again, I wish all delegates the very best for the next 3 days. May NHCCE 2025 be a hub for thought-provoking discussion, innovative ideas, and meaningful collaborations that will shape the future of human capital in Malaysia and across ASEAN. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia, Dato' Abu Hurairah bin Abu Yazid, Chairman of the Board of Directors, HRD Corp. And an equally distinguished tie you have on as well, sir. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let us take a moment to reflect on the driving force behind NHCCE 2025. Theme, Navigating Human Capital Revolution. This vision is brought to life by HRD Corp an agency under the Kementerian Sumber Manusia, or KESUMA, Malaysia's leading authority in human capital development. The objective is to empower the nation and its people through upskilling, reskilling, and preparing for the mega trends of the future workforce, driven by skills, innovation, and collaboration. Without further ado, let's take you through this AI-powered video. HRD Corp plays a vital role in shaping the future of human capital, led by our Chief Executive, Dr. Said Alwi bin Muhammad Sultan, whose vision, like a pilot charting the right course, continues to guide and strengthen HRD Corp's value proposition. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now with great pleasure that we invite to the stage Yang Berhormat, Mr. Stephen Sim Chee Keong, Minister of Human Resources Malaysia, to deliver the opening speech.
Thank you, Terence. Just give them some time so that they can... I didn't know that Dr. Said Alwi's secret ambition is to be a pilot. Yang Berusaha Dr. Haji Muhammad Shaharin bin Omar, Deputy Secretary General of Kesuma. Yang Berusaha Tuan Sutekno bin Ahmad Belon, Deputy Secretary General Kesuma. Berbahagia Datuk Abu Hurairah bin Abu Yazid, Chairman of the Board of Directors HRD Corp. Yang Berusaha Dr. Syed Awi bin Muhammad Sultan, Chief Executive of HRD Corp. Your Excellencies, Ambassadors to Malaysia, delegates from international and ASEAN, fellow ASEAN member states. With us here today, also Deputy Minister Ibu Diah Roro ST Widya Putri, Deputy Minister of Trade from our neighbouring country, Republik Indonesia. Selamat datang, Ibu. Selamat kembali ke Malaysia. Sponsors and partners of NHCCE 2025, speakers, panelists of NHCCE 2025, members of the media, delegates, and I also want to acknowledge the presence of our former Chief Executive Officers of HRD Corp with us here today, Datuk Wira Sahu Daud, Datuk Sri Vigneswaran Jayendran, Mr. Ilan Jilan Venugopal, and Datuk Amir Nudin Mazlan. I was made to understand that Dr. Syed Awi is the 10th Chief Executive Officer of HRD Corp. So thank you for all the efforts and contribution from successive generations of leaders helming these agencies. Saudara-saudari yang saya kasihi sekalian, salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani, salam pekerja kesuma bangsa. Hendak gambir penahan sakit, biar gambir dibuat jamu. Hendak air pancuran terbit, biar mahir barulah maju. Maybe next year, HRD Corp can consider a session on Malay poetry. Some of you may think, "Wala, this minister, we are talking about AI. Why are you talking about Malay poetry?" For me, I think more than just celebrating our rich cultural heritage, poetry is a mental gym, yeah? Mental gymnasium. You go to the gym to train your body physically, but you try writing an original poem, and then you know that you will test your wit and intelligence. That was an original poem, by the way. So perhaps you may want to consider introducing a culture of poetry in your business organization. And you encourage your members of your staffer to always have this alertness, this wit and intelligence. I was talking to an employer the other day, and he complained to me. You know, when you meet the YB, you complain, huh? What else? Opportunity, direct. He said, why do we need to train our workers? What if I train them and then they leave? The employers will say, yeah lah. I thought to myself for a while, and then this was my response to him. I said, what if you don't train him and he doesn't leave? Then you'll be left with workers who don't have the right skill to help you make money. Which brings me to another story. My first job was in an MNC, it's a manufacturing plant in Penang. I want to invite our foreign guests to visit my hometown of Penang, Ibu Diah. You know, one day, a machine in the factory broke down, and everyone panicked, right? The production stopped, the alarm rang, all the engineers could not do anything. So the management finally decided to call in a retired senior technician. The senior technician came in, he looked at the machine for 5 minutes, took a small hammer and tapped once. The machine roared back to life. Then he handed the manager a bill of 500 ringgit. The manager said, what? 500 ringgit just for one tap? He said, no. For the tap, it's 1 ringgit. For knowing where to tap, that's 499 ringgit. My dear friends, this is the value of skill. It is not just about effort, but it is also the experience behind the effort. We are living in an AI age, and everyone is worried about losing their job. You know, looking at the video just now, I was told by the Dr. Said, the video was done by AI. So I thought it must be very expensive. I asked him how much. If it's too expensive, then you know lah. The minister will have to take action. Then he said, it's very expensive, free. That's AI, my dear friends. All of us are, as a minister in charge of labor, you know, one of the things that kept me awake at night is jobs. Jobs for Malaysians. Now that I think about it, it's a very scary thought, because I was told that somewhere in the world, I saw on TikTok recently, I forgot which country, they are even trying to introduce an AI minister. So the minister will go out of job. Some people will be very happy. How good and cheap our tech is now. One of our conference speakers this year is the very brave and intelligent Dr. Michio Kaku, popular science writer. And a few years ago, I read Dr. Kaku's book on going to Mars. It was a very brave book, inviting us to imagine and envision a very near future of not just interplanetary, but interstellar travel. In 2012, Hollywood made a movie called John Carter. Any of you watched that movie, John Carter? No, I can't see the hand, so maybe clap. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah? John Carter, 2012 Hollywood movie, was about an American Civil War veteran who was mysteriously transported to planet Mars, and while he was there, he got involved in a war. Americans. The movie cost about $250 million to make at that time, 2012. Then about 1 year later, in 2013, India sent up an orbiter to Mars called Mangalyaan at the cost of 30% of what it takes to make the movie about an American Civil War veteran going to Mars. It only cost $74 million. And then less than 10 years later, in 2021, China sent Tianwen 1号, not just to Mars' orbit, but actually to land a rover on the planet, making China the second country to have done that. This was a very highly sophisticated mission, and the cost, remember, it took Hollywood $250 million to make a movie about going to Mars. China only spent $200 million, which is $50 million less, to actually land on Mars. So there was this worry about technology becoming cheaper. There was a free video, technology taking over our life, our job. In fact, a year ago, or rather maybe 2 years ago, in Parliament is sitting today. Today is the first day of Parliament. We are heading towards budget at the end of the week. I remember when we were tabling, the government was tabling the Personal Data Protection Act, PDPA, an amendment to the Act. My colleague, the Member of Parliament for Jelotong, Saudara Raya, if you know, he's a very colourful person, he showed Parliament a video of Anwar Ibrahim soliciting money, asking you to sign up for an investment opportunity. It's a one-time only Madani investment opportunity. You only need to give me your name, your bank account number, and your mother's maiden name. Needless to say, it was a scam. And needless to say, that video wasn't Anwar Ibrahim. It was a video that was made by AI, generated by AI, to not only look like Anwar Ibrahim, but sound like Anwar Ibrahim. So this is the classic, look like me, sound like me, but it wasn't me. So again, we're all afraid of losing our jobs. In fact, I always say, looking at that video of the scam video of the fake Anwar Ibrahim, even the scammers who are calling you every day on your phone to scam you, he may actually lose his job very soon because AI can do it for cheap. But to me, I think while we are concerned, and rightly so, and we have to do something, it doesn't mean that we will be all jobless. How many of you have watched another movie, also Hollywood, 2016 movie called Hidden Figure? Hidden Figure. Clap if you have watched that movie. Bit from here, bit from there. I encourage you to watch it. It was about the life of 3 African-American women, mathematicians in NASA, in the 60s, during the height of the space race at that time, right? 1957, USSR sent the first satellite into orbit called Sputnik. And then later on, Sputnik number 2 went up, bringing along a dog, the first living creature. It's a dog in space, called Laika, the dog. By 1961, Russia sent up Vostok 1, went beyond the sky, bringing the first human to space, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin. Right? So Americans panicked. Technology was developing so fast through the decades. In NASA, this African-American woman, her name is Dorothy Vaughan. She was a computer at NASA. You heard me right. She was a computer because at that time, computer does not refer to machine, but to human calculators, usually women, who did all the manual, difficult, menial mathematical calculation. So they were known as computers. So Dorothy Vaughan was a computer. Yeah? And their jobs were threatened because by then, NASA introduced and installed the first generation transistor computing machine, the IBM 7090. It's a huge machine, fill up the whole room. So for the first time, machine could do the job that takes perhaps a room full of women. But what did Dorothy Vaughan do? She started to sneak into the library to learn about this new machine, to learn about how to speak and interact with the machine, reading up on Fortran programming language. And then not only she learned it herself, she taught it to her colleagues, fellow African-American women who are computers at that time. So basically, not only she upskilled herself, she organized NHCCE for her other colleagues as well. Eventually, in the movie, she successfully operated the IBM machine despite failures by others and was promoted to head the new computer programming department. And all her former colleagues got jobs in the new department. And in 1969, at the peak of the space race, because of the work done by women like Dorothy Vaughan, Apollo 11 landed on the moon, making Americans the first to reach the moon, bringing together Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. My dear friends, here in Malaysia, you don't have to sneak into libraries to read and to upskill yourself. We build upskilling and reskilling into our labor market systematically, especially through the work of HRD Corp. I think they deserve a round of applause. For the last 3 years, till August of this year, out of 6.17 billion levy collected, so we have collected 6.17 billion from 2023, 24, and up to August 2025. People always say, Minister always announce how much levy you collect. You never say how much levy you use. Truth to be told, we also say how much levy we use, but you only read the one that we collect. Out of 6.17 billion levy collected, a total of 5.77, almost 94%, has been spent on training about 4 million workers in the past 4 years. And out of this amount, about 25 million ringgit was spent on AI and IT related skill courses with more than 20,000 workers trained. I know that the numbers, while seemingly large, they are not enough. Therefore, HRD Corp and Kesuma will continue to intensify our efforts to provide more training programs and courses, including free training courses to help Malaysians adopt and adapt to the new AI-driven labour market. We aim to unlock the maximum capability and potential of Malaysians by equipping them with critical future-ready skills. I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation and congratulations to HRD Corp for organizing this very important event, which provides an invaluable platform for us to explore the evolving intersection of technology and human capital. Another round of applause for HRD Corp. What we are doing in these 3 days, gathering top talents, leaders in their respective fields from Malaysia, from around the world, to prepare our people, not just for the future of work, but also for the work of building the future. And I'm pleased to inform you that the benefits of NHCCE will extend far beyond the days of the event. This year, through this program, and thanks to you, my dear friends, HRD Corp raised double the revenue from NHCCE compared to last year. We managed to achieve a surplus of about 1 million ringgit compared to 500,000 ringgit in 2024. Congratulations, HRD Corp. And to keep to our HRD Corp mandate, the full amount from this surplus will be channeled to train our gig workers. Let me explain. We have just passed our historic gig workers law about 2 months ago, and for the first time, providing labor protection to millions of gig workers in this country. Malaysia aims to achieve 35% skilled workforce by 2030, and it's often quoted that the country is in need of tens of thousands of engineers and technicians. Yet the irony is stuck. According to a 2022 study, 47.16% of P-hailing riders who reported that gig work is their main source of income possesses either SPM or diploma qualification. This group can potentially fill critical skill roles in the job market. Yet for various reasons, they did not. Gig work may provide them with an immediate income, but their education and their training are not fully utilized, and they themselves miss the opportunity to build a long-term career. This is not only a loss to the individuals themselves, but also to the nation's aspiration of building a high-income, high-growth, high-tech, high-value economy. Hence, HRD Corp is tasked by Kesuma to ensure that our gig workers are provided with good quality training opportunities to help them advance in their career. And to ensure that this reaches the right people, HRD Corp will work with associations representing gig workers as well as platform companies to connect them directly to this training opportunity. My dear friends, know that your participation today will contribute towards the betterment and advancement of these hard-working men and women in the gig sector. Thank you to all of you. Finally, once again, I commend HRD Corp for organizing this very important event, and I thank all partners, speakers, trainees, employers, innovators, and stakeholders for your dedication and support. With great, my Chinese tongue, pleasure, not pressure. Right? With great pleasure, I now launch the National Human Capital Conference and Exhibition NHCCE 2025, marking the beginning of a journey towards greater achievement and meaningful impact for Malaysia, ASEAN, and the world. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat, Mr. Stephen Sim Chee Keong. We'd like to invite you, sir, to kindly remain on stage As I invite Yang Berusaha Dr. Haji Muhammad Syahrir bin Umar, Yang Berusaha Mr. Sutekno bin Ahmad Belon, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Abu Hurairah bin Abu Yazid, and Yang Berusaha Dr. Said Alwi bin Muhammad Sultan to kindly join the Honourable Minister on stage for the next part of the event. To complete the official launch gimmick, I would like to invite Yang Berhormat Mr. Stephen Sim Chee Keong and all our distinguished guests on stage to jointly place their right palms on the globe as we count down from 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Yang Berhormat Stephen Sim Chee Keong, Minister of Human Resource, and to all our distinguished guests for officiating NHCCE 2025. We'd like to invite Yang Berhormat Minister and all our distinguished guests to kindly return to their seats momentarily. And I'd like to invite members of the media, our photography crew, and cameras to be on stage. We would like to record a giant group photograph with all delegates in the hall. We'd like to invite all our delegates to kindly rise and join the Honourable Minister for group photograph. Let's invite everyone to kindly crowd into the middle as we jointly record this photograph with all the delegates. Everyone, all the way to the end. Could we kindly all stand up, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. Our camera lenses are truly wide. They'll be able to capture everyone. Please, do kindly rise and join us. And as we count down to 1, can we all put our hands in the air and wave to the cameras? In 3, 2, 1, NHCCE, make some noise! Thank you very much, everyone. And once again, a big thank you to Yang Berhormat Mr. Stephen Sim Chee Keong, Minister of Human Resource, for joining us in officiating NHCCE 2025. I'd like to invite Yang Berusaha Dr. Said Alwi bin Muhammad Sultan, Chief Executive of HRD Corp, to accompany the Honourable Minister and all our distinguished guests on a tour of the exhibition. To all delegates, please do kindly remain in the hall as we will be starting with our next session shortly. Thank you.
Hi everyone, we're coming to live from MITEC Kuala Lumpur for NHCCE 2025. Okay, tadi telah berlangsungnya majlis perasmian oleh Yang Berhormat Menteri Sumber Manusia YB Stephen Sim. Okey, untuk maklumat rakan-rakan yang berada di sekitar Klang Valley, boleh datang ke MITEC Kuala Lumpur di exhibition level 2. Kita dapat banyak aktiviti yang akan berlangsung di exhibition. Antaranya kita ada 200 exhibition booth oleh training provider, registered training provider HRD Corp. Dan kalau buat majikan-majikan yang mempunyai isu claim, nak tanya mengenai grant application, we are welcome you to come over to our mother booth di level 2 MITEC exhibition area. And untuk makluman rakan-rakan yang berada di luar Kuala Lumpur, boleh hari ni we are welcome you to tengok kita punya live update. Kita akan ada buat 3 kali live update, pagi, tengah hari dan petang. So buat kawan-kawan yang berada di luar sana, we are happy. Sebab sekarang telah berlangsung, YBN baru sahaja merasmikan dan beliau akan turun ke bahagian kita panggil booth di bawah, dan saya rasa beliau akan lalu di bahagian belakang sini sebentar lagi. So that's why lah kalau nampak semua orang kelang kabut kan, sebab everyone to want to get chance to meet all our speaker. Sebab speaker kita bukan sahaja dari Malaysia, and also kita bawa yang the best speaker from daripada Indonesia ada, dari India ada. Okay? So everyone, apa yang akan berlaku hari ini adalah kita akan ada inspiring session from world class speaker. For example, today kita ada di Malaysia, I'm so proud with Nicole David. So hari ini kita akan ada Nicole David, kita ada Alex Keong, and then kita ada workshop live demo, okay? And then kita juga ada career and training opportunity, career opportunity for everyone. Kat sini juga ada pelukis, so jadi datang ramai-ramai di MITEC Kuala Lumpur yang buat yang graduan kan, boleh datang ke MITEC untuk deposit your CV. Peluang pekerjaan tu ada. Okay. And then buat kawan-kawan semua, tadi kita dah ada majlis perasmian, dan saya nak share dekat sini. Pada tahun 2024 kita bawa tema NHCCE, iaitu menginsankan kecerdasan buatan AI untuk tenaga kerja masa hadapan. Dan tahun ni kita bawa tema menerajui revolusi modal insan. So in order for us to be a good employee, we must be upskill and reskill our talent. So get this opportunity, boleh datang di kita punya exhibition, jumpa expertise mana tu, training provider, registered HRD Corp training provider, so that you boleh apply grant, dan HRD Corp yang buat pembayaran tu direct terus kepada training provider. Okay, and then apa lagi I nak share? Kita ada lucky draw. Siapa yang berminat nak menang iPhone 16? Yes, betul. iPhone 17 belum ada lagi. Dia iPhone 16. Okay? Okay, nanti kita jumpa lagi. Okay? Bye.
Now in a moment, I'm going to share something with you, and I want you to pay attention to what you see.